Welcome back. Now, security is a concern many of us have, and people are asking, am I safe in my home, especially during this lockdown? People are wondering if also their offices, their businesses that they've shut down for a while are also safe. Now, our guest, Dickson Osajie, is the CEO of the Breeze Protection Services Limited. He is a security expert. He started his career as a young soldier at the age of 20 in 1998 and was enlisted as a member of the 47th Regular Corps of the Nigerian Army and was also posted to serve in 245 Reconnaissance, Armored Battalion in Ikom, local government of Cross River State. He was among the brave soldiers that fought in the Bakassi Peninsula War, and he has also attended various military missions. Dickson voluntarily disengaged some years back from services and opted for corporate security services. Now remember, you can join the conversation. Tweet at us at +TV Africa or at Wayshow Africa 1 with the hashtag Ways, or you send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-80384663. Thank you so much for joining us, Dickson. You're looking very sharp this evening. Okay, we're talking security, and it's been a really huge concern for a lot of us, especially with this lockdown, where we have an economy that a lot of people thrive on daily income. So people are worried that, if this continues or if this lockdown stretches, will we start worrying about people coming to our homes to rob us or breaking our businesses, So what is the regular, what's your summation of the current situation in terms of security for Nigeria?
All right, thank you. Nice being here. The holiday that struck is just like something unexpected. We really never expected such compulsory holiday.
Absolutely.
I was driving down to this studio today, and Lagos looks so beautiful. The expressway, we're free from traffic, and the journey was so smooth. And I said, wow, how I wish Lagos would continue to be like this.
That was exactly what I said when I was
the situation warrants that. Now, coming to your question, looking at people being scared about their businesses being altered by criminal elements, they first of all need to have an assurance that the Lagos State security services are capable. However, I think there was no contingency plan in respect of this. That is why sometimes it's very good for business owners and business enterprise to always look into business continuity planning in the case of an emergency, because this was an emergency situation. And most organizations, I can bet you, they don't have business continuity plan in place. If you have business continuity plan in place, I think you are not supposed to suffer from any losses within this period of time. However, we have corporate security agency that are solely responsible for the protection of private properties, because the Nigerian police will never come and protect your property.
Definitely.
They are public servants. Absolutely. And we all also understand that most of these private security guards are solely in charge of security. There are two ways to security. We have the responsive aspect and the proactive aspect. The corporate security guards are proactive, and why the national security, Nigerian police,
the responsive ones.
They are the responsive ones. They act after the occurrence.
There's an occurrence.
After the occurrence of an incident. But however, we've had one or two reports in some places where some hoodlums or criminal elements went and break up the place and stole some things. It's surely going to happen in a given environment.
Pocket of it may happen. Yeah. But why do you think that? Because there are a lot of videos going on social media where you see some people swimming in gutter and all that. So I want to think that, from my own perspective, that quite a number of security personnel,
that's the national personnel,
Yes, moving around. So why do we still have incidences of violence? Of theft
or robbery or no?
You want to talk about
because
swimming?
I feel more secure at this time.
Okay, when you're talking about swimming, is it the guy that was swimming in the
gutters?
That was an unprofessional conduct by the soldier. And that is why sometimes we professionals will always advise the government to be very careful in the management of our military. Regrettably, our country just feels that the military is the first resort you send into any crisis. That is a very wrong notion. The military is supposed to be the last resort. We have the Nigerian police that are solely responsible for internal security.
Sorry, I was going to say that is the military responsible for internal or external aggression?
The military is responsible for external aggression.
So I really do not know why they're...
No, you have to get it right. The police are solely responsible for internal aggression.
Okay.
Now, when the police are overpowered by the threats, that's when the military can step in. Under the command of the CNC, that is the president, that orders the military to come on board. But it's quite regrettable in any given situation you send out the military. And that was what went wrong during the time Boko Haram sprang up in 2009. The police were supposed to be given the opportunity to try and fail, so that they could be able to sustain such a threat, national threats. But the government were so quick to send in the military, thinking that the military...
And that escalated
the incident, and the military are no longer... the military have overpowered. The Boko Haram, in fact, let me use the word, see finish, you know. They don't even give it down. In the early days...
So they should have been the last resort.
Oh, sure.
We shouldn't have used our old arsenal.
In the early days, while I was still in service, I remember there was an incident taking place in Obudu Axis. It was a communal conflict. And we were asked to go and disperse that conflict. That was in 1998.
You were still in service at that time?
I was still in service in 1998. And before we got there, everybody has dispersed. You know, there is this fear about the military. Before the military should come out of the barrack, this incident must have overpowered the police. But it's quite regrettable this time around. We always push in the military first. And
but you know, now that the police have been given the authority, so to speak, to arrest and all that, but we know that the police are always prone to misuse their legitimate powers. Yeah. So how do you think we can curb this menace?
Yeah, I think at any given situation, even if it's election, you find out that the police mismanage their powers. Any call up to order, the police mismanage their powers. And I would draw that to training. You know, training is very essential, you know. And that is why sometimes the curriculum of the police training academy should be revisited. And what are they having in their training academy?
And even I think there should be a retraining too.
No, yeah, retraining is.
Not just training at the police.
Training. Like most times, those of them that go for promotion, they have training. Because the truth is that you need to know how to manage disruptive behavior. You understand? Because most of our police, they just sent into the street, and most of them are trigger hungry. And before you know it, they press the trigger and say it's an accidental discharge.
So what do we do with cases? Okay, I was going home last night, and this has happened on 2 occasions. The police at the Maracor police station harassing people. Last night was even bad because I saw them dragging the young man by his belt into the police station. There's a lockdown. Everybody's apprehensive, but some people have to come out to go to work. So I am in the press, so once they see press, they're already at alert, so they let me go. But this young man, I wouldn't know what he's done. So how would I have been able to step in? Because when you see a policeman manhandling or harassing a fellow citizen, how are you supposed to react? Okay,
you see, first of all, the police needs to understand that they are the friend of the state. And the sole objective of the police is not to harass, it's to protect. But most times they take it as an harassive procedures, which is very, very wrong. Because whatever the case may be, that's why sometimes I'm one of those professionals out here that kick against what we call accidental discharge. There is nothing like accidental discharge, you know. Sometimes you see a policeman shut down a citizen or a Nigerian, and before you know it, they want to play a defense as an accidental discharge. There is nothing like accidental discharge. That is an intentional discharge. Accidental discharge is only permissible in the war front, whereby your rifle is already ready. But in a civil setting like this, where we have the civil state, you have to cock your gun, then you up on the safety, then you press the trigger. Absolutely. That is 3 processes at the same time. So that is not an accidental discharge.
Sorry to cut you. Why do you think that thrives? Because we see this on a daily basis. I can't count the number of videos I've seen today on police brutality. Yeah. Why do you think that is festered? What do you think feeds that kind of behavior on the part of the government? On the part of the government, the issue is that, you know, in every incident there should be punishment. If you don't have an effective punishment in place, it's going to be disastrous. Like in the early days, I usually use myself as an example. If you cock a gun against somebody in the early days, in the army, once you cock a gun against somebody, it's a dismissal offense. It is presumed or assumed you've killed that person. You dare not cock your gun against any individual, either a soldier, your fellow soldier, or a civilian. So the military discipline on weapon handling is very, very stiff, very, very clear. And that is why... So you don't think that is existent in the police force?
What is existence?
the discipline,
the discipline in the military is different from the police force.
No, I said, you don't think that is existing in the police?
No, it exists because in the police, when you commit such kind of crime, the police authority will bring you to orderly room and profile charges against you and possibly deal with you. But the issue is this now: if we have effective punishment in place, not until a policeman shoots a Nigerian, like what you just told me transpired yesterday, even if the citizen has a disruptive behavior, just what we call management of disruptive behavior. You must not, use of force is the last resort. Manhandling of any Nigerian is the last resort. And that's why the criminal code is very clear. The criminal code states in section 286 that any person that is not armed and you want to accost such person, even if the person is verbally assaulting you should apply minimal force. The only way you can apply maximum force or deadly use of force is when your life is threatened. You understand? So Nigerians must rise up to the task to kick against this unprofessional conduct.
Okay, so there's a question from Eddie. It says, we need to be very real. The police are underfunded. We cannot expect too much from them. Oh, sorry, it's a comment. But do you agree with Eddie?
I disagree with him. Yes, when he said these police are not underfunded, except he said the police are understaffed. If he said the police are understaffed, I will agree with him. Okay. Because we have a Nigerian estate of over 200 million. I will have 375,000 policing 200 million Nigerians.
100,000 VIPs.
And over 100,000 with VIPs. As I was coming to this studio, I saw a VIP movie with a police escort with Nigerian tax money. So we have to minimize the way we use our police because our police are not well used. Because escort services should be given to other security agencies and let the police face their sole objective. Because when you put the police, when you put the 371,000 police to police this country, we will not experience effective policing. Just assuming you give 371,000 naira to 200 million people, how much would get to you?
That's a tall one.
Yeah.
So what do you think we can do as citizens to protect ourselves against when we see all these harsh or irrational behaviors from our security operatives that are supposed to be the one to protect us? How do we handle those kind of situations?
You see, sometimes our citizens are also very funny. When I was in the army, I have come across a situation where I was with my gun and the citizen was sharpening his cutlass and tells me that he's going to cut me off, you know. That was in Cross River State. I think something went wrong. He was beating up his wife and somebody came to call us at the checkpoint. There's also a fellow citizen want to kill his person. And all of a sudden, we went there just to rescue the woman and he wanted to kill. Now, peradventure, I was upset with his action. I could have gunned him down. So what we should do as citizens is that we should be very careful in the way we address the police.
Are you aware of
the that Nigerians too are naturally to aggression?
Because what you just said now, are you aware of the incidents of the military man that was killed? That there was a reprisal attack, I think in Warri.
I'm aware of the incidents. And I got a lot of reports and I tried to speak to some...
Walk us through what happened and what do you think should have, should... Because I don't even get it. So there was an incident, they killed the military men. Then the military men also now went to the place. There was a reprisal attack. Why? And are they going to be disciplined, for that action? Or who is going to be...
You didn't even complete it. It was actually
they killed about 8 people,
threatening to rape and maim women.
So how do we solve that kind of a problem?
The Nigerian army as it is now, I think they must have set a board of inquiry to inquire into the incident.
Definitely they have, yes.
Yeah, what went wrong. I saw the video and I tried to speak to some of my colleagues in Warri and I was made to understand that the guy that was killed was trying to assault the soldier or maybe was talking to the soldier rudely, and that is why Nigerians should be very careful the way they speak to the security agency because you never can tell the mental state of that security personnel or that security professional. So you need to also understand that the security agents, they are there to protect you. I don't think if the guy had seen the soldier and say, sorry sir, yes sir, okay sir, all right sir. No soldier is a madman in the street. No policeman is a madman in the street. Because one thing about soldiering is that no soldier want to be defeated by words of action. You understand? So you might want to try to defeat a soldier by words through what we call verbal judo. You want to attack the soldier verbally. The soldier might not take it funny with you because by his training, he's not trained to be defeated. And that is why the Nigerian government must be very careful in projecting these soldiers into internal security. Because when you project them into internal security, these are the results you're going to get. Because the first training of a soldier is to protect the state and neutralize the enemy.
So you're saying that we should increase the civic orientation, education of citizen. But I think, don't you think it should be both ways?
No, it should be both ways because the military itself, there's no place or in
even
the military.
the entire security apparatus of the Nigerian government.
The Nigerian security apparatus need a kind of revamping or an overhaul to bring them back to a good state of policing or soldiery, because too much of error every day, every time. In the United Kingdom, I was in the airport one day and a lady was being arrested by a British police. She was insulting the British police, slapping him, beating him up. The British police was all right, okay, was so calm. But at the end of the day, charges will be brought against the lady for assaulting an officer of the law. If we allow our security agency to understand that whoever assaults you will be dealt with by the state, they will minimize their actions.
But I think they can actually go and report it. So this boils down rather to the fact that we cannot capture the true data of every citizen. Because if I know your house and you slap me, I'll keep quiet like you've not done anything.
You can apprehend.
Then tomorrow, I will just bring my lawyer and the policeman to come and arrest you in your house. But because we do not have that proper data capturing of our citizens, we don't know where you live. Even when people drop their addresses, it's wrong. So it all ties up to that distrust that I think people have. And that's why most times they want to take laws in their hands and just deal with the situation there.
I think what he was talking about is a civilian assaulting a
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. If the policeman knows that I can find you, at the end of the day, I will locate.
He could have even apprehended her at that time.
I will locate you.
You can't slap a policeman in the checkpoint and go scot-free.
They'll hold you down.
It's going to apply minimum force, and Section 286 of the Criminal Code accord him that power.
But don't you think the foundation of this is the recruitment process?
No, it's not the recruitment process. I think it's the training process and continued training process and discipline and punishment. You know, if you don't have an effective punishment in place, it's just like in a workplace environment. In any given organization, statistics has proven the fact that 13% of people will steal. And same statistics proves that if those 13 people that steal in the company are not punished, 63% of people will steal.
How?
And that is why companies begins to fold up because there is no deterrence measure in place. There is no effective punishment.
I was talking about recruitment because most of the time when this advert and all that for recruitment process, a lot of people that turn out because of an unemployment.
Okay, so
particularly because they don't have a passion for it.
I think we'll take a quick break. You answer the reprisal. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.